Good morning all, I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Right, here is the Sunday Times, and if you flick through, effortlessly like that, to the letters section, letters to the editor, you may see this. So it's 40 brains for Brexit and 1,400 for Remain. You see, I've learned how to do the camera flip around thing. What's going on? So essentially, last week, the Sunday Times helped launch and announce a group of academics who called themselves Briefings for Brexit. And they were labelled as Brains for Brexit, and they were quite fawned over. Look at these, nearly 40, I think there were 37 of them, academics, leading academics, they said, that are for Brexit, and they're going to be championing the cause, and they're going to be saying that Brexiteers aren't dumb because look at these top brains supporting it. Now, they then got a lot of attention on various broadcast media as well, and so we felt the need to respond. So led by Anthony Grayling, who started getting a couple of people on it. We then connected up Professor Martin McKee, Professor Tanya Weltman, who did an absolutely storming job on this. I helped round up some top names, and then we had an email list of those that want to be kept informed. So we fired that out to them, and then manually, because we didn't have time to set up an interface, and Rob was ill and we debated how to do this. But anyway, just over a few days, we managed to get 1,400 to drag and drop into the Sunday Times for this week. Hence the title, 40 Brains for Brexit and 1,400 for Remain. So, apart from being a bit of a fun numbers game, to remind people of the overwhelming dynamic that exists within academia and learned societies and our universities. Why is it that academics across all these different disciplines of arts and humanities and music and engineering and science and tech and law, why is it that we are overwhelmingly supportive of the EU and still vehemently against Brexit? And I would say that it really comes down to frameworks, the frameworks that we have built internationally, particularly in Europe, in order to support the youths coming through universities and wider society. So if you think about the Erasmus Plus exchanges and the talent programs and Horizon 2020 for science and the Copernicus and Galileo space programs, the health frameworks for disease monitoring, open skies and airport and airplane maintenance, legal frameworks across so many different disciplines, we have built frameworks that work for citizens, and it's been led by academics working with businesses, working with government, and the EU has been the crucible and forge by which we've been able to build so many of these agencies and frameworks. Look at the European Medicines Agency. Instead of having to register a drug in 30 different countries, there's just one system. Massive cost savings for us, and our best brains have been involved in that process that benefits our citizens and benefits citizens right across the continent. And now we're seeing that irrationally wrecked and thrown away based on ideological notions that even the government's own data do not support, and yet it is still happening. And what worries us is that all these frameworks that we've been involved in building over the years through the forge of the EU, giving them demands about what we want to see, all of that is getting thrown away, and tons of money is getting burnt on pursuing a Brexit that is consuming money and resource and rebuilding wheels where all that money and resource should be being invested in universities and communities and their links with small businesses in order to build up opportunities for our youths. Look, when we have a situation where we are throwing away maintenance grants in order to get poor people into universities and throwing away nursing bursaries, and we're seeing our nursing applications drop off at the same time that EU nurses are dropping off, clearly we have an investment problem in both the university route and non-university route of training up the younger generation in order to be ready for our future, for their lives and for our wider community. We need to be making those investments into science and tech and retraining in communities and infrastructure, and health is a big, big area, both that really needs to be tackled, and we're not making those investments because we're burning it all at the altar of Brexit, hoping that the god of Brexit is going to come down and fix everything when our own analysis says that it won't. So academics who actually are paid to be experts in all of these fields are still vehemently anti-Brexit because they can see that the government has no solutions in these areas. It only has sound bites that they continue to peddle. This is why academics are overwhelmingly against Brexit, and we welcome all debate on this matter because democracy is a rolling process, intellectual inquiry is a rolling process, and the solution to all of this is to keep putting ideas and facts and information on the table and be welcoming to everyone and keep bringing it in like that. So no insults, no doing people down, but with time the truth comes out, clarification comes out. This is why we keep plugging away, but in a welcoming way, because that's how you best serve your country by putting this all on the table and ensuring high quality debate wherever you can. So that's why, and that's what we're doing. Thank you.